Hey, X-Tribe team members all over the world, welcome to the Leadership Webcast for March 29th. Another amazing week. I want to thank everybody, congratulate everybody. We had, it's just, but that's pretty much the case every week is pretty much a record week after week. Had someone who just missed going their first week of double platinum, somebody who just missed their first week of platinum, and somebody I believe that did hit their first week of double platinum. So good stuff happening. One of the things I want you to be thinking about tonight, this week, this month is what is your campaign to the next major event? For you guys in the United States, it's very simple. It's the May launch, the 13th to the 15th in Orlando. I want you to be thinking, how many people can you get there? If you're in any one of the other dozen or so countries around the world, the event is Alumbra in June in Medellin, Colombia. So why I bring that up is because your income for the next 10 years, literally, not the hype, not rah-rah, your income for the next 10 years will be dramatically affected by how many people you can have from your team at either one of those events, both of those events. So I think about, are your people driving there? Are they flying there? Do you need to be getting discount airfares? Checking what airlines are flying from where. Do they have a discount code? Are you bringing buses of people? Do you need to charter buses? Do you have a checklist for the team? Do you know who's got their hotel room, who has their airfare, who's done their registration with the company? And once they've got all three, you put them on a list, you recognize them on a call, on a webcast, on the stage at a local event, whatever, telephone trees. But think about that. Most important thing you could be doing right now is working on your campaign. US, it should be for the launch. All the other countries, it should be for Alumbra. So make that a critical priority for your next 6 to 8 weeks. All right, let's jump right into the product section, product feature. We have the lovely and talented Cindy Lapp with us this week. She made it on. We had some technical glitches last week. She's one of those flamethrowers you hear about, people who are just killing it in the business. I met her, of course, when we did the first Orlando launch, got to see her and her team in action when I went out to Denver, doing wonderful stuff. Cindy, what's your, I know you prepared a little section about the Fusion products, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great, thanks, Randy. You know, when I joined Fusion, it was like, I think, December 1st. I was told that this company was about to do $100+ million in sales, and so I knew right then and there that that part of my business was handled, because we can't have a great business without great products, right? Like they go hand in hand. And then when I got my box in early December, I opened it up and I was blown away by, first of all, the convenience of them, the flavors of them, and now the results of them, right? And what I'm seeing, Randy, on my team are the reorders. Like if I have team members that need to be qualified for 20 points or 60 points, they're ordering way more than that, right? Like the reorders, in fact, we had an $800 order come in this week. She doesn't have a store. She's just a member just like me. So the reorders have been phenomenal. So I know there's a lot of new people that have joined our team in the last, just a little bit. We've seen this huge growth, and so I just want to make sure that new people know that all 14 products that we have in our line here in the U.S. are all natural, non-GMO, gluten-free, no sugar, and no fake sugar. Like they're sweetened with stevia, which is amazing. It's always been my go-to sweetener, I think, for a long time. And it's a good thing to have in your body. It's an antifungal. A lot of people don't realize that it's a good thing. They just taste clean, right? You can just taste it when you consume these products, how clean they are. But I want to address an ingredient that I know that there's been some inquiries about it, so that especially newer people know about an ingredient, maltodextrin, in our products. It's really important to know that the maltodextrin that is found in the U.S. is completely different than the maltodextrin in our products that are produced in Peru. Several differences. One being that here in the U.S. it's made from corn, and as we know, corn in the U.S. is GMO. So right then and there, that sometimes can be a red flag for people. They will say, "What about this?" And so, and with good, they have that experience in the U.S. of it being GMO. But GMOs are outlawed in Peru. So the maltodextrin that's in our products, made in Peru, is made from corn still, but it's non-GMO corn, right? And it's also a different kind of maltodextrin in that it's called digestive resistant. That's really important to know, because instead of being a sweetener like it is here in the U.S., it's used as a fiber type ingredient in our product. So it keeps things moving through the body, and because it moves quickly, it's not readily absorbed. It just moves through you. So it has almost very little or no impact on the glycemic index in our blood. So I think that may come up for people. So I think it's really important to know that these are two different things, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about one of my favorite products, and that's ProBall. It's a hot drink, and it's touted and known as a hormone balancing product. And so I want to make sure that people know that they might first think that it's just for menopausal women, and nothing could be further from the truth. So it's a herbal mixture of antioxidants and amino acids, lutein in particular. And what it's done for me is I do have hot flashes. Before ProBall, it was probably 20 a day. They weren't awful, but they were annoying. Now it's 2 or 3 a day after a couple months on ProBall. So you will get some relief probably from hormone type problems that women have, whether it be PMS, but there's also andropause. That's prevalent in men. It does, and believe me, it does exist. So, but there's also a lot of reports about just general sense of well-being with this product. And so I started researching amino acids, and there is a connection with just feeling good and absence of amino acids in your diet. So there is that connection. So I know that people who don't suffer particularly from hormone type symptoms, they just feel really good with this product. And so I take it every morning, and without fail, it's part of my routine, and I make sure I don't run out, and I don't go a day without it. So I just want it, because that might have some misconceptions around it, but it's great for absolutely anybody. So I'll turn it back over to you, Randy.
All right, great. Thanks very much, Cindy. And I will jump in on the ProBall and say I have a medicine I take for enlarged prostate because I'm 50. I'm going to be 57 in a week or two. Julissa was talking about it at one of the things, and I said, maybe I should just try that out, because what I saw was I was waking up 3 or 4 times a night to urinate. So I said, I'm just going to start throwing a ProBall into my routine every day, and that was the end of that. I'm a born again believer in the ProBall.
Yep.
All right, so I want to get into some training, basic skill sets that everybody needs to be at least cognizant of is how to meet people, how to work a candidate list, how to invite, and how to follow up. And probably if you ask me which is the one that will make you the most money the quickest, what will make you the most successful in the least amount of time, it's getting better at inviting. So that's the topic. Our lovely and talented platinum. You're platinum or double platinum, Shai? You're
platinum.
You're okay, yeah. So one of the only few here, 2 or 3 we have here in the U.S. So Shai is a platinum. He's out here in San Diego, and I've asked him to share some thoughts with you on how you create compelling invitations and how you get better at it. So Shai?
Thank you very much, Randy. Yes, invitation is a skill. It's something that people learn over time, and it's a process to get better. So how to get better is first to get worse. So you need to start the invitation. But what I would like to talk about is first, what does it mean to be successful in inviting, or what is success in the invitation? So what we want to attract people to the next step. Okay, that's a good invitation. A good invitation is one that get the person that we want to invite to get on the next step and be attracted to it, doing willingly and eagerly. And of course, we need to remember that we might invite for different purposes. You can invite people to look at the product. You can invite people to look at a business opportunity. You can invite people to a meeting in your house, to a call. You can invite people to a freeway call. When I say a call, I mean a call like this, or a freeway call with someone else, or a training. You can invite people to a physical event, which nowadays is very relevant, because we're gonna have the 6 cities tour, so that's an event. So there's different type of invitations, and of course we may talk to different people. So the same thing. It's like there's no one way. There's different situation, and you need to get better and know the distinguish between them. But one thing which is common among all of them is that it needs to be short. It needs to create curiosity. It needs to send the urgency, and it needs to call to action, and there need to be kind of a follow-up expectation and schedule at the end of it. So how do you get better? You need to practice. The way I invited and I got better on my invitation was just writing a script. So there's no best script, there's a script, and I use a script that worked for me at that situation. And I wrote it many times in one day, in few hours. And I just got better until I felt that it's mine. And I just took one situation of all and got better of it. And then from that, I learned to extend it. So start with something and go on with it. Of course, there's different ways you can, or different forms we can do it. It can be face-to-face, or it can be by a phone call, which is, for most of us, it's the most effective way, the phone. Then you can text. There's different ways to text today. It's either the text messages, or WhatsApp, or Facebook text, or whatever it is. And there's email. So one thing I will tell you, email is not an effective way to conduct your initial invitation. So what I'll try, if I need to send an email, is to open up for a phone call, and invite people to talk with me. And then I do a follow-up email with the information, okay? But the most effective way is to actually talk with people on the phone. So when you get to that phone call or face-to-face, there's few things you want to make sure. First is that the person is available, So I would ask, is now a good time for you to speak, or do you have 3 minutes? You need to make sure that when you call someone, especially if he's in, he's working or whatever, that he has the time to pay attention to, even though it's very short. It has the time to pay attention to it. And sometimes, there's the kids or whatever. So, you can say, no, it's not, let's talk in 1 hour, and that's fine. Okay, so we need to make sure that people are available, and also we need to open the door, not to force them. So I might say something like, it might be for you or not, you know. So that means that I open a door for the person, you know, to feel comfortable to say no. And that's important because we don't want to force people and we don't want to rule relationship, you know. um, Another thing is to create the urgency. So one thing you might do to create the urgency is say, you know, when the person say it's a good time now, you say, great, actually I have only 3 minutes, you know, I'm very short, I need to run, but it was very important to me, just to tell you. And that creates the urgency by itself, because you show that you don't have much time, but still it's important, okay? And then you need to keep it simple. So you need to remember that the call is never to sell, okay? It's only to promote to the next step, okay? And then you need to create expectation for the follow-up. So let's say I'm inviting someone to watch the video, and I say, look, there's this amazing company, a Peruvian company that has 100% natural nutrition, which is operating 10 years in Latin America and now just enter the US market, and it's in the pre-launch, okay? And that's it. I don't need to do anything more. That's more than enough, okay? I want you to watch a 5 minutes video. I'll send you the link. When do you have the time to watch it? You know, so what I do, I create the expectation, and then the next thing, I schedule that he watch it, and I schedule the follow-up. So if you watch it in 1 hour, I will call him as we finish, okay? And we need to set up the border of that, and make sure that we follow up with that. And then if it doesn't happen, we need to follow up. So we need to remember that follow-up is essential. And after a few follow-ups, you may exclude the person and say, you know, maybe it's not the right time for you. Let's do it in a few more months. Okay, so it's in short, very like there's the process to do, and there's a lot of things to learn, but basically it's very simple. We need to start and get better.
All right, thanks, Shai. And I mean it when I say, of every skill you can learn, guys, that one will make you, bring you the most success the quickest. The sooner you get better at that. And just as Shai is telling you, practice it. It's the only way to get better at it. Some news for you. I'm working on a presentation which I'm going to put up within this week. And it's kind of a presentation. It started in Des Moines, and then Denver, and then Durango, and kind of got finessed a little, and then I went down to Bogota and Cali, and had to do it by the internet in Costa Rica because I didn't have a yellow fever card, all of that drama. But I have come to the conclusion, I believe we're going to break every record that has ever been set in network marketing. Because I believe we're going to create, and I believe we are creating, a worldwide movement. And the reason is there's 7 different factors that are contributing to this. Things that I didn't even understand when I joined Fusion. I thought it was a great product line. I thought it was a great comp plan. I knew the character of Alvaro and the corporate team. But as I got in the field, as I got in the trenches, got out, did the research, talked to people, started doing events, started bringing people into the business, I discovered this is so much bigger than we have imagined. And one of the reasons is we have the most competitive product line of any company in network marketing. It's priced right. Real products for real people at real prices. We have the cost of goods. We have, because of the millions of dollars spent on research and development, the millions of dollars spent on our manufacturing, having patented processes, international patents. We will be the only company to be able to sell some of those products for 20 years. Things like that. The fact that they all taste great. The fact that they're all natural. It puts us in front of some really big trends. Stuff that you heard Cindy talk about, non-GMOs, all natural. So I've been refining that. I'm going to do that. I actually wanted to do it last week, and my camera died, and I had to I ordered a new camera. It should arrive today. Hopefully it's downstairs or tomorrow. And then I'm going to put that up. And I'm going to give you 7 factors why I believe Fusion will be the biggest company has ever been in this profession. And why I have this vision. I think by 2025, we will have 250 million people a day will take one or more of these Fusion sachets as part of their daily routine. Not a million, not 5 million, not 10. I'm talking about at least 250 million people around the world will be daily opening at least one Fusion sachet. So that's the video I'm going to do for you guys. One of those 7 reasons, the factors that I believe make it so special, is because we're such an innovative company. So I want you to know that we have the mobile app for the team. The structure is built. The text alerts are built. The WhatsApp alerts are built. The emails are built. Everything is formatted in. It's waiting for the videos to drop in. The videos were storyboarded, wrote. They're in production. I'm expecting them this week. So as soon as they come out, we will drop them in, and we will have the most state-of-the-art. So we're going to be ahead of schedule. This will be out before the launch. So you're going to have a chance to really make some hay before the launch here in the U.S. and Alumbra around the world. The other thing, 2 apps I want you to go to the App Store and download tonight. The first one is Fusion Catalogo, catalog with an O at the end of it, which is the Spanish version of catalog. So you might have seen it and thought, oh, well, that's a Spanish app. No, it's just, that's the label, but just download, go to the App Store and do Fusion Catalog. And then when you get it, you will see that you can choose your language, English or Spanish, and then you can choose your country. And then it will actually pull up the products for that country. And then you can click on the product to zoom in, you can get the ingredients, you can actually go and go to the next thing. Now you sponsor someone, you're in the US, but you sponsor somebody in Chile, you go here, change the menu, and select Chile, and then you'll know what are the products there. So Fusion Catalogo, and then the other one, the sexiest one I told you about, if you were on any of the tour stops I did, I talked about this augmented reality app. It's up now. It's called Fusion Xscan. So Xscan. So this is literally an augmented reality app. So when you turn it on, it turns on your camera. So you take your smartphone, you pick up. So now you're gonna choose between Fusion or products. If you choose the Fusion thing, then you can just shoot any Fusion logo and it'll pull up the websites, the Facebook page, the Instagram page, any of the social media accounts. If you select products, then what you do, let's say you're at a 3-on-1, a 2-on-1, or a 1-on-1, somebody asks you, well, what is in this product? You simply take your sachet, hold it up in front of your camera, and I probably can't turn and see it, but you can just test this at home. So what will happen is when you put that in front of, let me see if I can do this, it will pull up a box. Of course, now I got my fingers on the thing. It'll pull up 3 different boxes. One will be the write-up of the ingredient. The other one will tell you, okay, take this hot in water 1 a day, or mix in cold water for iced tea. And then the third box is a video, so you can actually play the video of that product. This is state of the art. And I got to tell you, I was doing a two-on-one presentation with one of my guys in Florida last week with this prospect who's a millennial. I pulled this thing out, did this, and I thought he was going to wet himself. He was so blown away by the technology. And this is just an example of the kind of innovation that we have with Fusion. And there's plenty more. When you see the replicated website and everything else that we'll have out before launch, you see that's just one of the 7 reasons I believe we will be the biggest company in our space ever. We'll break every record that has ever been set. Anyway, we got to close this thing out. Billy Looper, another flamethrower out there in Florida. Billy, we have a new closing time this week because of the Easter holiday. Would you tell people about that and what they need to do between now and then, please?
Really need to use the 8th innovation, and if you haven't been to your back office in a while, or you're new and just haven't played around in the back office, we have a brand new tool called the Enrollment Lines tool. That is the most amazing technology that I've seen in any business I've been in, because it gives you a snapshot of your whole business. And this business is like, I guess 30 or 40 years ago, I used to punch a clock, and if you didn't fill out your timesheet by Friday at 5:30 in the afternoon, you didn't get paid the next week. Well, this business is on the weekly business as well, and you need to close out your week by looking at this enrollment line sheet and seeing who on your team is EF qualified, EF active, what they need to do to get to the next rank advancement, and spend the next until the end of the close of the week making sure that everybody gets qualified and rank advanced. So what we want to do is really go into your back office and study the technology that the corporate office has created for you, and I think it's the 8th innovation, where we spent tons of money on making it very simple in one spot where you can do a snapshot of your team and really close out the week strong with your making sure everybody is qualifying for the maximum amount of commissions and for the maximum rank advancement. This is a really cool thing about this business, that we keep improving and improving and improving, and that's because we have a substantial corporate entity behind us with the funds to do that. And besides the products Cindy talked about, besides the training that Randy and Shai talked about, we have a corporate structure that supports us in the technology as well. And I can't wait for all these new apps coming out, the Xscan and the catalog that we're going to download, and with the tool in our back office, really make this happen, really make it sweet so that your 10 or 15 hours a week is maximized. Back to you, Randy.
All right, so remember, they moved the closing date this week to Friday, midnight Eastern time, because of the Easter holiday. So you've got till Friday to do what Billy said. Billy, I think what that is the 8th wonder of the world, that tool, because Billy and I worked together. We worked together in a company for 10 years, and I offered the IT department, one of the guys there, I offered him $50,000 from my pocket if he could build a tool like that, because I thought that would be the most powerful business building tool you could have. And now we have that with Fusion. Between that little circle that comes up on your home page, it tells you what % you are qualified. You can click. But now with this enrollment line, you literally see every single personal enrollee. Are they EF active? Are they EF qualified? What's their highest rank? What's their current rank? How many points do they have? I think it saves you, a leader, it might save you 5 hours a week. And that's 5 hours you can put into building the business. So guys, let's go out there and kill this thing. Let's have another amazing week. Happy Easter and Passover, and to all the people who celebrated that. But remember, we're creating a movement, and we are the movement. So go out and have an amazing week, guys. Thanks.